Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of RcT2Germany Weekly. I have no idea which episode this is, but this time we're going to have a look at Easkerton Towers by
The very first episode!
The very first episode today.
By Yappy.
Yeah.
With Yappy. Not with Yappy. This park is built by Yappy, so... in spirit he's with us right now. So yes, Easkerton Towers was released recently. It won an accolade.
Yeah, it did.
I'm so specific right now. And it's
won silver. It won silver accolade.
Yes. That was what I expected.
Before we start this, Yappy said that this park was not built for OpenRcT because the PEEP IE and OpenRcT is not very good. So if there are some issues with the PEEPs later on, that's because I have to use OpenRcT, because otherwise I can't record this shit. So if you download a park, open it in normal RcT and not in OpenRcT because of the PEEPs. Don't do it like I do it.
Yes. Never do anything we do, so...
Yeah, that's probably the best advice.
Except going to theme parks all the time, but that's the only thing you should copy from us. Okay, I'm gonna start with the entrance building. Yeah. Yeah. There was something he didn't really, take into consideration when you look at the parking lot. The direction of travel is from left to right on the left side, But how the hell are you? I guess you are supposed to reverse into the parking space.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's very. That's
probably not going to
work. Yes. Okay, but let's talk about the entrance. I think it's a very nice entrance. The problem, the track architecture is like, I think it's okay, so it's probably very, very good because I hate track architecture and I always see like wooden coaster track. So yeah. The only problem I have with it is that the huge glass roof at the back doesn't really, isn't directly adjacent to the building itself. So
yeah, to the entrance building itself.
It's a little bit strange to have it like that, so that like if it rains, it just rains in there.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. I also think the supports of the glass roof could have been a little bit thicker. Yeah. But that's just me.
Yeah, I guess you could have lowered it a little bit. I don't know, it's pretty high. And like the sides are open, so...
Yeah. Okay, so next.
By the way, I feel like the entrance is maybe, or at least this area directly behind the entrance is maybe a little bit... it reminds me of Walibi Holland. Because of how, with left buildings and right, the view onto everything. I don't know. Okay, speaking of random thoughts, random theme element of the day is the Argonath Tower on top of the merry-go-round. Or not of the merry-go-round, of the swinger.
Well, it's not so random.
It's pretty random. I would say it's random.
But I think you can see what you went for, so it's not random.
Yeah. Did he remove any entrance huts?
I don't know.
The rafting doesn't have one, so So apparently he knows what. Like, the problem with the swinger is that these entrance buildings just look super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
They don't really fit in here.
Yeah, it would be super weird to stand in like a 1 meter long building, or 1 meter per 1 meter building to enter like a ride of this size. It's just a little bit weird. So yeah, we decided to go left after we entered the park. So the coaster enthusiasts in us will call us to walk towards
TARDIS.
The bluest coaster in the map. TARDIS.
I just wanted to say that the Easkerton bumpers have a really cool facade. I really like that.
Yes. It's really sweet.
But I'm not quite sure about the two carousels next to each other. Like the Grand Carousel and the Wave Swinger, more or less directly next to each other. Not sure about that. Although Fantasyland has it too, so I guess.
Fantasyland is everything is next to each other in Fantasyland.
Yeah, okay, that's probably right.
Okay, so we're going into the TARDIS area, which is, I guess, inspired by Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And a little bit by Air, but I don't know. It doesn't really have that much in common with Air, I think.
It just broke down, so.
So yeah.
Probably won't.
I like the turn. Let's talk about the turn. I don't know if I'm a fan or not, to be honest.
I personally like the turn. Let's say I like the layout up until the point where you get the looping. I mean the looping itself is okay too, but the pace is just very off in the second half.
And it's yeah. So here comes like hardcore realism criticism. I think the lying part is a little bit too long for typical B&M flyers. But I guess that's something that a lot of people do underneath.
I mean, I don't think this park is meant to be hardcore realism, so...
Yeah, I just wanted to say it.
Yeah.
That if you who listens want to build a hardcore realism park, then try to keep it short with the lying elements.
I mean, if you just convert to the flying element after the turn, after the loop, so that you have the looping, then 180 turn, and then back into flying position.
Yeah, that would be a little bit more realistic. Okay, but I don't know. I kind of like the two last turns over the path.
Yeah, that's very Air-esque.
Yeah, and a lot of interaction, of course.
Yeah.
Although they are
all laughing
slow, but
yeah, as I said, I think the pacing is not that good.
But the park itself runs really well for me, which it's kind of sad, and I have to say it, but let's say Fred D's Ultimate Coaster Kingdom doesn't really run for me, so
no, that's lagging really badly.
Yeah, for me this runs with 30 FPS approximately, so. But it's my laptop, so I don't know. I don't know what I want to say.
Laptop, I don't know what it is about OpenRCT, but even my computer gets really bad lags on most of the modern parks.
Okay. So just me. Then let's talk about the area itself. It's a futuristic area, and yeah, I have never watched an episode of Doctor Who.
No, I didn't either, but I want to. That's like on my to-do list.
I mean, the architecture is pretty weird and strange, but it's also supposed to be futuristic, and futuristic architecture is usually
weird and strange.
Weird and strange, so I guess this fits. I have to criticize the name of the topspin, because wibbly wobbly timey wimey is not an appropriate name for a topspin. A topspin is a...
I like it.
A topspin is a death machine of intensity. It shouldn't have such a
cute name.
Yeah.
I really like the positioning of the freefall tower. Yes, like underneath the path, that's really great.
Except that everyone's gonna spit in the hole.
Yeah, okay, but that
And if it rains, it just rains into the station.
Yeah, well, that every fucking freefall tower gets rained in the station.
Yeah, but still, it's like, I don't know. We have been in Britain, so we know how the rain management on the paths work. So I just imagine waterfalls from the paths into the station.
Okay, that could be a problem.
Yeah, I kind of like the building for the motion simulator.
Yeah.
Escape from Scarrow, whatever Scarrow is.
Yeah, I really like that building too.
All in all, nice area. Let's talk about the bad vampire knockoff. I don't know. I don't want to call everything a knockoff here.
What?
So, yeah, I don't know what I said. It's basically like, okay, first of all, I guess he built it in here because vampire. Because I don't know, a lot of the rides here are at some point inspired by Merlin parks, except for Robin Hood, which is apparently inspired by Walibi Holland. But first of all, I guess I have to be okay with the length of the train, because if I'm not, then you will punch me in the face.
Yeah, that's true.
But 4 cars is a little bit really short. I don't know. Maybe I would have even preferred the other trains, but I guess that's...
Yeah, I would prefer the other trains too. I think this layout would work better with the 2-seater trains.
Block brake system doesn't really work properly. And it's so easy to fix, dude. You have like 2 trains. Just make the minimum waiting time and the maximum waiting time. You have to, like, here is a quick guide to manage 2 trains. You take the minimum waiting time and the maximum waiting time and just adjust that to a time, or you time that so that the train doesn't have to wait at the top of the lift. That's pretty easy. Okay, the layout itself, I mean, I guess it's a swinging coaster. But even for a swinging coaster, I don't like it that much.
I mean, it's not as big, huge, or whatever as other swinging coasters, but I like the layout itself.
I'm not the biggest fan of the first one, I have to say.
The only problem is that there are only left-hand turns. That's really not that good.
Yeah. I don't like the first drop that much, because I mean, usually the Arrow suspended coasters first drops are usually like a straight first drop into a turn.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. I think most of them.
I don't think. Oh well, that's another story.
The station. I mean,
I like the station.
I mean, the thing is that Yuppie's architecture is really, really different to everyone else. I think it's very unique.
Yeah, and I like its style.
I don't know if I would have went with the steel. I think the steel looks a little bit weird everywhere, like the grey steel roofs and the steel thingies in the station building.
Yeah, maybe. I think if you would have made the entrance and the exit invisible, and then didn't do those 2 little towers or whatever to cover up the entrance, then it would have looked a lot better.
And you can see that's like the biggest problem with the entrance is not that it's huge, but that you can even see it like that's bad. Making entrance invisible is pretty important, I think. So let's talk about the Mexican area of the park. I will call it the Mexico area. I think it's quite nice. The sombrero thingies are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Umbrellas. And you know, here's a flat ride that's called Salsa Sombrero. The rapid name. There was a joke behind the rapid name, but I already forgot it. I guess it's something with balls and soup. So yeah. I don't know. I had the feeling that it's a little bit short, but looking at it, maybe it's not short. I guess the length is pretty okay. Like
I think the big problem is that we have seen so many ultra long and compact river rapids the last few months that we can't appreciate one like this.
And it's a little bit weird that like it goes in away from the station and then it just has 1 straight line. I guess that makes it look a little bit shorter than it actually is.
Yeah.
But I like the area, like the
area looks great.
The way the queue line is set up, and I mean the station could maybe use a roof, but then again it's a. The only problem is, I don't want to say the only problem, because that would be again back to realism. There's no HUD for the night ops, but I guess that wasn't important to Yappy. I like that the Salsa Sombrero station or a queue building is a church.
Yeah, churches are great. I mean, I don't like churches, but in real life, but in RcT they open up so many possibilities.
Yeah. So what you are saying is that you want to build a church-themed area in the Spree Park with only churches from everywhere.
No.
Okay, let's talk about the Wallace and Gromit area. I sadly haven't read the README, so I don't know if maybe there are other things. Another merry-go-round. I'm not the biggest fan of repeating attractions beat by beat. For example, 2 merry-go-rounds in one park.
Yeah. And I think the one in the entrance is a bit. I mean, this one has its place in the kids area, but the one in the end, I would have got rid of the one at the entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really like the facade of the Wallace and Gromit ride.
Yeah.
I think that's
really cool.
Maybe the best part of the whole park. I think it's really
just because of the trousers.
Yeah. My only problem is that the backstage area is a little bit super bare. Like even for a backstage area.
Which backstage area? The Wallace and Gromit one? Yeah,
just the hall itself, or the building.
Yeah, but
I think some kind of token, token object to make it a little bit prettier would have been okay. I'm not saying that it's horrible, but okay. Okay, let's talk about let's call it the Sonic Spinballs now.
The pinball party.
Pinball party.
I really like the layout of the pinball party.
Except that the first drop is like super insane.
Nah, it's not that insane. That's basically Dragon's Fury first drop, just 90 degrees, not 180.
Well, if you say it like that, then maybe it's not crazy. Yeah, block break system again doesn't work. I'm super into that, so just remember, if you fuck it up, then I will come after you in these videos.
Speaking of fuck, block break system in fuck.
I haven't really paid attention to that, but I guess I'm gonna have a field day when we review that.
Yeah.
This station is small and blocky.
Yeah, I think it's a bit ugly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just don't like it.
Yes. So let's don't talk about it anymore, but talk about the gardens. Beautiful gardens of Easkerton Towers.
Easkerton Towers.
Yeah.
I think gardens are great, but these could have used a little bit more garden, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, the big patch of forest in the middle, a little bit less of that, and a few more just lawns.
And it doesn't really have this, like this, is terraces the right word in English? Like these levels of garden, like.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have that, but I'm not sure if it should have it.
Well, I mean that's. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have fit there. Or I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the placement, to be honest.
You mean at the edge of the park?
Yeah. It's just kind of like, if the gardens were at the edge of the park in this scenario, like, wouldn't you just make them, free to public?
Yeah, a bit.
I mean, with the ones at Alton, it's logical because they are like literally in a valley surrounded by theme park.
Yeah.
But in this case,
I think it may have been better if the gardens were connected to the castle in the middle.
Yeah,
like in Alton.
Yeah, in Alton, I mean, it's literally beneath the castle.
It would have made more sense. But other than that, the Happy Hill Highway, I'm not sure what I want to think about it. Because
it's randomly in the gardens.
It's random and I don't like it.
Not?
I like the entrance, the station building, but otherwise...
I think I would have liked it a lot more with the old-timer cars and not the sports cars.
Yeah, but even so, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just feel the sport cars don't really make sense in this scenario.
Don't.
Because it's old school. It's gardens. It's something old. So yeah. So let's go further into the log flam
area.
With a log flam.
I really like the pizza building right next to the highway.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess.
It's a pretty cool restaurant.
But let's talk about the log flam.
Okay, let's talk about the log flam.
There is a splash, or there is a turn directly after a splash.
Yeah, it's really not that bad to have enough space for the boats to slow down. It's really not, I don't know, you don't get arrested if you do that. Because it's like every turn or every drop doesn't have enough space for the boats to slow down.
Yeah.
The big one not, the very small one not.
The big one looks so fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the drop itself is as long as the splash zone.
Yeah, what I don't understand is you have this long straight in front before the drop even goes down.
I guess
why can't you just place that a little bit behind? Because it won't interfere with the queue.
Yeah, and even then you could just make the queue go
one. Yeah. So that's, I don't know. I like the layout itself, but just place the drop 1 or 2 tiles back. That would have made it better.
Yeah, again the station would have profited from invisible. It just always looks so weird when people have to open doors to get into a station, because nobody would open the door ever. There would have been
but maybe it's an automatic door like in Express or something. That you queue up in front of a door and then the door opens and you get in.
But again, not really perfect, I guess. I wanted to say another thing, but I guess I'm not. Yeah, like, so the second splash, is that like supposed to splash the what's it called? The benches and the litter bins?
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but the speed of the turns is really too high.
Yeah,
but let's talk about
speed
the
of
Ferris wheel.
Speed of trains.
I can't do. It's there. And there's a weird house because no invisible entrances.
That is true.
Again, invisible entrances, I don't think it's really difficult. And even if somebody can do it, just send it to anybody, because most people can.
Yeah, what I don't understand is he made the station invisible, but not the entrances. He made the whole station invisible, but not the huts.
Where?
The boat's right next to the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why you would do that. I mean, I understand why you would make it invisible, but why not go the extra mile and make the
that don't have a random house.
Yeah.
It's like your park would be bankrupt because it had so many houses to build.
So, but now let's go to Robin Hood.
Let's go to Robin Hood is after you. And he's not in a joking mood because this layout is not good.
It's like in TARDIS, I like the first turn. But then it gets weird.
Problem is that the first turn is a little bit like the one in TARDIS.
Yeah. No, I don't like this part here, the 180 degree, then the drop, and then another 180 degrees. I think that part is just stupid. But the diagonal part is okay, I think. I like that. It's really just the two 180s, one after another, that I don't know, I just think it looks so stupid. The rest of the layout is okay.
Yes.
Other than the fact that, I don't know, why would you... It's not only on this roller coaster, it's on any roller coaster. He put the slowest brakes in front, so that the train stops at like half the brake run, with half the train in the last element of the track. It just goes from, I don't know, 40 kilometers per hour to 0.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that. Why not use the whole brake run?
I'm not too sure about this switched track.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
So I guess he means it like it works with a railroad that you can switch around, but I'm not too sure that actually works that way. But the area itself, I think, is pretty nice.
The area looks great.
So, yes. Let's talk about the random British area of randomness. Before we go to... Or should we talk about Smiler first? Or the castle? I forgot. I had it all planned out.
We could do the castle.
Let's look at the castle. There is a castle.
There's a castle. I like the castle.
With the Easkerton dungeons. I think it's kind of a shame that he didn't go to route of really copying out towers with having a castle stand there and somehow working around it. It would have been pretty cool creatively to see that.
Yeah.
Because here it's just a castle that you can just walk through.
But I like the way the castle is designed.
Yeah, that's pretty
At least the main building of the castle.
I'm not too sure why there are huge windows so you can watch the dungeons.
Yeah.
And I guess he forgot a block.
Maybe it would have been better to lower the ride underneath the ground. Just lower it underground so that you can't see it through the window.
Yeah, and I don't really know what the ride is supposed to be. Like, is it supposed to be?
Yeah, I guess it's like a madhouse, like in Alton.
Yeah, like the thing is, if you want to do something or to build a madhouse, you should really just build a building around the thing, because the Crooked House doesn't really look like a house.
No, or maybe it's like Hotel Tartuffe, a walkthrough or something like that. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I guess because of the castle that it should be a madhouse like an Alton.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Let's talk about the Smiler.
Let's talk about the Smiler. Yeah, it's lagging a bit in this area.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
So I'm just going to zoom out, because then the train runs at normal speed.
I really don't know why the name.
Neither do I, but...
I mean, it seems to have a similar theme to the Smiler. But I don't know how nice dreams, sweet dreams and happy dreams fit into Melancholica.
Wow, somehow.
I mean, melancholy is like sadness. Yeah, the support work is I guess okay, because you can't really do too much with that type of course. There are some supports that would kill you, but in RcT there's really no way around that. And the coaster itself, I really like it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. Like
definitely
when it comes to
definitely the best ride in the park.
Yeah, and when it comes to Smiler recreations or inspired by Smiler coasters, I think it doesn't really get any better than that.
No.
Or maybe I'm gonna be proven wrong in the contest or something. So let's talk about other things. I guess we can now talk about the random British area of randomness.
We could, yeah.
Yes. There is a British area in this British park, and it's random. And nothing happens in it.
Well, there is the theater, then there's the dark ride. So there are some things going on.
Yeah, but I don't. I find it a little bit weird when you have a themed area of your home country, and it's pretty big, and it's like the thing is, it's just really big with a lot of houses. It just sticks out in relation to, like, the Robin Hood themed area has like 4 buildings, and this one has like 20, or it feels like 20. I like the platform 13.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I really like that.
Yeah, that is definitely supposed to be a or maybe not. I wanted to say a walking dark ride, but I guess not. Maybe this is supposed to be a madhouse.
Maybe this is the madhouse. Nobody knows.
Maybe he has 2 madhouses
but
with
no,
different
I
attractions.
This makes more sense.
So the castle is probably something like the Hotel Tartuffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, side friction coaster. I'm not the biggest fan.
No, this is not a good ride, unfortunately. The layout is not that good, the placement of the ride is not that good, and I don't know. I mean, I like the idea of it, but it just not fits in the park.
I legitimately don't know if there's any European park with a side friction wooden roller coaster.
I wouldn't care if there isn't. I mean, why should there be one?
I don't know. I just like it when you have a park that is clearly inspired by European parks, and then I like the thing is if you build in something like a side friction wooden roller coaster, then it has to be good, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with where the park is. It's like if you do a side friction coaster, it has to be good. This one isn't good, but it has nothing to do with if there are side friction coasters in Europe.
Actually, quite. The queue is funny because there is just like wooden construction over the queue or wooden supports, but they don't hold. They are not connected to the ground in any way.
Yeah, that's a bit sad.
Sad, but true. So, yes, that's the park.
I guess that's it, yeah.
So, I think silver is
the appropriate score, yeah. High silver, I guess. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
I haven't bitched enough about emergency staircases.
If you want to download the park, the link is in the video description as always. And yeah, I'll see you again next time, whenever that will be. Not next week, I guess. Because this is not RcT2Germany weekly.
It's almost weekly.
It's almost.